Good morning, and how are you this cool Thursday morning? It's pretty chilly out this morning. It's about 36 degrees here. Now, this morning we're going to do a discussion. We're going to review psychics doing readings on an open, active investigation of a missing child. And I'd really like to get your input. And I am offering open panel. However, if you do come up, I ask you to please be polite, be respectful, and you're more than welcome to come up and join me. Please join me in chat. Let me know what you think as we go through this review of psychics and them doing readings on an open, active investigation of a missing child. Now today I'm bringing this with my opinion. I'll be reviewing information that I have found on the internet of psychics that are doing readings on an open investigation with a child that is missing. And I did 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. You can go back and look at them. And it was a review of psychics being used in missing persons cases. And I had part 1 and part 2. And the research that I did put the link in my description so you can go look it up yourself. It's very informative. And I chose that particular document because it showed all the different testings that were done involving psychics. And this was done by a scientist. This was done in controlled group settings. And this was done through law enforcement. So this document was very informative. And you can find the 2 lives that I did reviewing psychics being used in missing persons cases or investigations. And it was very, very informative. So I think with me doing my research, now I'm going to go through and actually bring up some videos that I have found of psychics that are doing different types of readings. Now, yesterday I did a live, and that live was very near and dear to my heart. And the title of that live was, "Would you want your missing child being exploited on social media?" And I did review one person that was doing a missing person live or pre-recorded using dowsing rods. And then I also explained what dowsing rods were. And in my part 1 of my live of the reviewing using psychics in missing persons investigations, it went over the dowsing rods, what they were, how they were to be used. So I have that information as well. And then I brought my dowsing rods out and showed what dowsing rods are. And then I read the instructions that came with mine. Now, I've had mine for several years. And I read the instructions on the correct use of the dowsing rods and how they're supposed to be used as I was reviewing this creator who was using dowsing rods or yes and no questions in an active missing child investigation. It's an open case of a minor child that's missing. It was a very hard live for me to do yesterday because I feel that I can put some input into missing persons and how it feels to have someone go missing that you love. Because I had my grandchild go missing several years ago. And then just recently, going into Thanksgiving, my daughter went missing. My adult daughter. So I feel that I can put some input into it because I personally went through it. I know what I felt. And then I gave my opinion of what I'm seeing in missing persons cases. And yesterday I was discussing the exploitation on social media of missing children. And would you want your child to be exploited in social media in this manner? Now I'm going to say right up front, this is an adult channel. This is not made for children. I am a paranormal investigator. I do believe if you're going to be investigating something, you need to get as many resources as you can in order for it to be an accurate investigation. So I'm looking at this as a paranormal channel, as a paranormal investigator. And I've had experience with a lot of the devices that are being used on some of the social media platforms. So I feel that I can give my opinion of my personal informed due to me researching the different devices, using the different devices, testing their accuracy, and then me forming my own educated view of each device. So I'm hoping that I can use this as education, teaching, and learning. I'm not here to send out hate. I in no way want to send out hate. However, I do want to bring awareness to some of the things that are being put out on platforms, social media platforms. And I'm asking for your opinion. What do you think? You're more than welcome to join in the chat or join my panel if you'd like. Once again, if you do, I'm going to ask that you please be respectful in both the chat and if you come up on panel. My channel is not about hate. My channel is about educating, finding answers, learning, teaching, experimenting, and coming up with informed answers. And these answers were basically started from I had questions because of what I was experiencing. I needed answers. I'm not new to the paranormal. If you go back and watch my channel, I've been experiencing the paranormal since I was 20 years old. Did I go looking for the paranormal? No, I did not. Did the paranormal find me? It absolutely did. Is the paranormal real? Yes, it is. Thus, the name of my channel, Real Paranormal Investigations. Can the paranormal be harmful? It absolutely can. Should you always use caution when you approach anything associated with the paranormal, in my opinion, and allegedly, and all the things that I need to say here for YouTube? Yes, indeed. Okay, so I am going to get ready to get started this morning. And this morning we're going to do reviewing psychics doing readings on an active missing child's case. I encourage you to join me in chat. As you can see, I'm not sending anything across my channel asking for profit or money because I'm not even monetized. That's not the purpose of my channel. And why am I bringing this into my channel, into missing persons cases? We'll go further into that explanation. Again, this is an adult channel. It's not made for children. I drink my coffee. I do smoke cigarettes. So if that does offend you, you might want to shuffle out of the room. I'm getting ready to turn on my camera now. Good morning. So, am I going to talk about the paranormal as I'm talking and discussing psychics? Then why would I do that? When a psychic is stating that they are talking to a spirit in their room, they can hear them and they're apparently associating with them doing their reading. So whenever I see that, I wanted to do an investigation myself on these particular sites, on their videos. And you have to remember, when you put something out on YouTube, then it can be used under the Fair Copyright Act. And anything that I'm doing on my channel, I'm using for entertainment purposes only, which is what I'm stating as far as for my own protection. And everyone is innocent until proven guilty. And I'm using under fair use Section 107, Copyright Act 1976, for viewing, teaching, learning, and educational purposes. Again, I'm not here to send out hate. That's not my purpose. But I can actually state that as a grandmother of a missing grandchild, as a mother of a missing child, I have firsthand knowledge what that feels like. So I think I can give an informed opinion about what I'm seeing, and what my opinion is of it. And I will try, and each thing I'm bringing up, I will also show you the research that I've done myself, because I don't want to come on my channel and make statements if I have not done my research, if I have not tried to debunk, and that's basically what my channel does. We do a lot of debunking. Do we find a lot of facts, evidence, and proof? Yes, we do. So today I'm going to talk about, we'll go into the spirit boxes, into psychic readings. And my question to you is, if you were the parent of a missing child, or a grandmother of a missing child, or a loved one of a missing child, would you want to see your child being exploited, your missing child being exploited on a social media app for someone else's monetary gain, for clicks, for views, to grow their channel, and for profit, monetary gain? In my personal opinion, I feel it's wrong. I do know if I would have seen this and it would have involved my missing grandchild or my missing daughter, I would have been completely devastated. I would have been horrified to see it. So bear with me. I'm going to try and do this as gracefully as I can. And I mean absolutely no disrespect to any missing child, to their family, to their loved ones. And I do believe in law enforcement. I have faith in law enforcement. And I feel that law enforcement, on any case that they are working, is doing everything that they can, using every resource they have, every tool in the box, and they're reaching out to other agencies to come in to help them find answers. Now, that's my own opinion. That's how I feel. This is my platform, and that's how we're going to be using it. So anything that I'm using is under fair use, Section 107, Copyright Act, 1976, for review, teaching, learning, and educational purposes. You can see that going across the bottom of my screen. I just have a little tiny channel, and I'm not even sure if anyone will watch this. But I myself personally want to bring awareness to what's happening on social media platforms. And in my personal opinion, how missing children are being exploited for someone else's monetary gain. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to bring up is this. Let me get back to, I'm going to have to try and do this in a way that I know that's going to let me scroll. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down through here and just let you see. Now this is spirit boxes, spirit box sessions, experimental paranormal channel. So, and I'm sorry, my phone is on, and I'm going to have to leave it on because I can't miss a call from my daughter. So, whenever I'm seeing Spirit Box Session, Experimental Paranormal Channel, now I have not reviewed this. It looks like they've gotten 7.4 thousand views 4 weeks ago. And this is electronic medium. So we're going to choose this one. Oops. So, oops, that's the wrong one. Let me go back. For some reason, it didn't do the one I wanted. Bear with me. I'm new at this. Okay, maybe that is it. Maybe I just need to. That's not the one I want, so we're going to exit out of that one. So let's go into this again. See if we can find it again. I don't know where it went. Now I can't find it. Well, we'll have to pick that one up another time, I guess. All right, so here we've got one. And this one says experimental paranormal experience. Okay, let me skip the ad. Okay. For some reason, this is just not wanting to work. Okay, let me see if we can try it this way. Make sure it's sharing. Okay, it is sharing. Okay, we're going to back this up. Now we're going to pause it. Okay, Sebastian Rogers. Are there other Spirit Box Session Experimental Paranormal Channel? I'll watch the chat from my phone because when I'm doing this, I can't see the screen. Okay, so I want to find out exactly what are they using. So I'm going to let it play here for a minute to see if I can recognize the particular spirit box that they're using. Again, we are using this as under the Copyright Act. We're not using this for any monetary gain. We're using this for educational purposes, for teaching, for learning. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. That's how I believe. Again, we're using the Fair Use Act under Section 107, Copyright Act 1976 for review purposes. And I can tell you that most likely they are using the Necro.
Hi guys, it's me, Judy, electronic medium. This Sebastian Rogers case has gone crazy. People have lost their minds. What is happening? I think it's time for another session. This case makes my heart stop. What is happening? Let's go. All right, spirits, we're gonna get right to it. It's me, Judy. This is an experimental paranormal channel.
Okay, and since this is a experimental paranormal channel, now you can see why I'm doing this review. I want to see what equipment she's using, and I want to bring awareness that this is a spirit box session on a missing child, and this is a minor missing child in an active open investigation.
We delve into ITC, instrumental trans communication, and we believe in spiritual research and the ability to communicate through the manipulation of audio and the use of frequency. And Daddy, I hope you're here. I'm reaching.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there. In order to understand exactly what this lady, electronic medium, is stating, she's I want to go ahead and put this in my chat. This is the link that we are reviewing. Okay, let me get back here. Let's bring it back up again, because I want to break this down so that you will understand exactly why I'm bringing awareness to this. Now, this is a spirit box session. Now, there's many things that they call spirit boxes in the paranormal investigations, and that paranormal persons and teams use. They can use a piece of equipment that is known as a spirit box. And there's also phone apps that you can purchase and use. So I'm going to show you this. It would be the PSP7T Spirit Box. And it is an ITC research device. Get it a little closer. Now this over here is nothing more than a Bluetooth. But I'm hoping that you can read that. I'll raise it up so you can see the whole thing. Hopefully the light's not glaring too bad. Now this is what they would commonly call a spirit box. You can order these spirit boxes. Now mine has the actual, this would be your typical spirit box right here. Okay, let me just go back here. Let me do it this way so you can get a better picture. There we go. This would be your regular controls, and this is exactly minus my Bluetooth. This would be what you would be purchasing if you would purchase this particular item. Now, mine is a plus, and you're going to see right here in the center of the speaker looking circle. Mine has a blue, or it's a light. It'll either turn blue for cold or red for heat. This is a temperature gauge. And if I'm using this on a investigation, I'm going to be using this for this particular purpose, not for the actual spirit box white noise itself. Now, can you use a device like this? You absolutely can. It is a lot of static, a lot of noise. You get a lot of AM, it's an AM FM is exactly what it is. And then you can either turn on your AM FM radio, and then you can speed it up so that it's running through all the stations, radio stations, at a faster rate. And it is, you can do it in forward or reverse. You can do AM or FM. So basically this whole section here is an AM FM radio. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, have they been trying to prove that spirits can use white noise? It has been investigated, and it varies as to who you're listening to. Now, I have done my own research because I do own the device. I have plenty of time to work with it, to use it. And I can honestly say, in my opinion, no matter what you do, you are still going to get AM, FM radio bleed through stations. Now, if I'm doing an investigation on a particular location, and I have already done all the research, I know the history of the location that I'm investigating. I have probably done a tour if that was possible. If they did a tour and they gave the history and what was supposedly known to be happening on this in this particular location, I've got all that information. Plus, I've done my own research. Because in order for me to do a proper investigation, I need as much actual information as I can get. Facts. Facts. And then whenever I do go in to do an investigation, I want to use my equipment. Now, as I've stated before on my channel, every piece of equipment is only as good as the person that is using it. Just because this says that it is a spirit box, and it is saying down here that is an ITC research device, does that mean that everything that's coming through this particular device is accurate? In my opinion, absolutely not. Now, could I randomly get something that would come through, a word or something that would come through this that may have some relevance to the location that I'm at? It's possible. It's very possible. But in my opinion, and this is my own personal opinion, it's random. Can I use that as facts? Can I use that as proof? I don't feel that I can, personally. I can log everything in all of my findings at the end of my investigation. So I'm just going to briefly turn this on. It's very loud and it's very irritating. So if you have earbuds in, please remove them. I'm going to set it on FM. I'm going to speed it up as fast as I can. And I'm going to sweep backwards. Let me see if this will do it. Oh, wait. I've got my Bluetooth speaker hooked up. You'll have to just give me a second. This is even going to make it more annoying. I'm sorry. Okay. Guess I should have been a little more prepared, huh? Oh, well, it's... Okay, that needs charge. So let me just see if I can pull out my Bluetooth speaker. There we go. This is what you're going to hear. I've got my volume all the way up to 30. I'm going to turn it this way because the speaker is on the back. Very annoying. Okay, so I'm going to turn that part of it off. Now here is what I was explaining about this is a temperature gauge. This is what I would most frequently use this piece of equipment for. And you just seen a blue light flashing. What that is doing is that's getting the room temperature and it is regulating and setting. Now, if for some reason there's a drastic drop in temperature, this little light will turn blue. If there is a rise in temperature, this little light will turn red. So this piece of equipment for me works better for detecting that than to actually be using this as a spirit box. Because I have tested this using other pieces of equipment, because whenever I use this piece of equipment, I'm either going to have a digital thermometer next to this piece of equipment to see if this particular light, if it's turning blue, is my thermometer also registering that drop in temperature? If it's turning red, is my thermometer registering the same rise in temperature? Or I will have another piece of equipment that does have a thermometer or a temperature on it that has been tried and that has been proven. So with that, I would have this and another piece of equipment, because I really don't think you can rely on just one single piece of equipment. If you're going to be doing an investigation, you want to make an informed result. So in order for me to do an informed result, I would be using this piece of equipment as a temperature gauge with another piece of equipment with a temperature gauge. And then I would have a static camera, which is basically a camera that is set still, and it is monitoring these two pieces of equipment. And that way I have both pieces of equipment to use as my evidence and my proof and my facts that I'm using. And then I also have the video camera, which has audio and video. So it will be catching this alarming. If the other piece of equipment has an alarm, it will be catching it. And that way I have actual proof of what I'm trying to investigate. If I'm trying to find answers, in order to find answers, I need to have proof. I have to do an investigation. These are my findings. This is what I've found. So I can have everything logged down. And I have a really nice piece of equipment, which is called an EDI. Now the EDI, I do like. It's a very good piece of equipment. It has a temperature gauge. Let me go ahead and get it. Now this is flashing blue, and I'm sorry that I cannot set this off. This activates on its own. So let me go ahead and turn that off for now, because that's very annoying. I don't want to hurt your ears. Okay, so we're turning that one off for now. Now with that piece of equipment, I would use this piece of equipment. This is an EDI. And it has a lot of different settings. And here you're going to see it's got temperature and atmosphere. Now across here, it's going to have lights that will light up. Now these will light up blue. These would light up, different. This is your different settings. This is to turn it on. Now you're going to be able to see all this, it's setting. Now this would be your power, and then the different settings that you would want to use it on. So you can choose your setting. I'll try and keep it as still as I can. Now this is showing this blue. Now, does that mean that there's a drop in temperature here in my room? Probably not, because I just turned this on. I haven't used it for a while. So I would probably want to turn it back off. Try turning it back on again. And as you see, it's doing it again. So most likely that means that my battery is going dead. Now right here would be the temperature gauge. It's showing you a digital temperature gauge. Now, these blue lights would also be showing you if there was a difference in temperature. And how drastic, the more lights that would come across. Now, on the bottom, you're going to see yellow lights. Now, that is vibration. So if something would come up and bump this or touch it, then that's the only way that would light up yellow. Now, I'm going to turn it off so it doesn't keep beeping in your ear. But what I really like about this device is it has an SD card that you can put in. And on the SD card, if there's a temperature change, an atmospheric change, or if there's any movement down below, that SD card will run graphs, and it will show you all the information. So it is stored on an SD card. So you could put this piece of equipment, which has the temperature and both digital and the lighting, and you could put these two pieces of equipment together. Now, if this one is lighting up and it's showing that there's a temperature drop or rise, and this one is doing the same thing, and you have a video camera on it, and you're recording it, and then you also have the SD card, which is giving you all the information on a graph. This is a very, very reliable piece of equipment. It has been tested and it has been proven. And my husband, who had his own business and built homes and was a certified electrician and plumber, has actually tried this piece of equipment, and he said it is very, very accurate. This is a very dependable, very accurate piece of equipment. And again, now, if I would have turned it on and seen those blue lights, that would not mean that there's a spirit that entered my room and that's why it's cold. That means that I probably need to check my batteries, because if I'm going to go in on an investigation, any piece of equipment I use, I want to have fresh batteries. So if this piece of equipment continues to go off like that, that probably means the batteries that I have in it are no good. I need to stop, check the batteries, turn it off, turn it on, and then let it reset. So the reason I'm bringing these two pieces up is because of the spirit box being brought up. Now, I'm going to lay those to the side. Now let's see if we can't continue. Okay, now I'm almost positive. I'm hoping that she will state if she's using the phone app, the necrometer, I believe is what it's called. Let me pull it up, because I have loaded these devices, necrophonics. And most likely, I'm thinking it's the Necrophonics app. And this is what the app looks like. You download it on your phone. I think it was about $10 for this particular app. So it is nothing more than an app that was created by a creator for entertainment purposes only. So let's continue and see if this is what particular app she's using, because I think it probably is.
Reaching out through
6 reasons you need to get your pet official ESA approved.
necrophonic,
Well,
which is usually the use of necrophonic,
okay.
which is
Okay, so she is definitely using the Necrophonic, which is nothing more than an app, a phone app that she's downloaded, paid $10 for. And then you notice that she's using a speaker. So we're going to go ahead and turn my speaker on.
Powering on. Welcome to Alltech Lansing.
Okay, so here would be my speaker. And as you can see, it's got some lights. So if you were out in the dark, you would be seeing these glowing lights, and then you would be hearing this app speaking through the speaker. So basically, that's what she has there. So let's continue.
Usually my go-to. It's just an app for your phone. And a $10 Bluetooth speaker. It's what I'm using, like always.
Okay, she just confirmed exactly what I was saying. It is the Necrophonics phone app that she has downloaded to her phone. And she's using a Bluetooth speaker. Whoops, I don't know what happened there.
But Sebastian, this case is getting crazy. OMG, dog.
Okay. I have no idea what just happened there. So let's just, I bumped something. So here we go.
Like always, but Sebastian, this case is getting crazy. OMG, dog. The bounty hunters involved. People are getting sued. You know, it's a shame. Craziness is happening. What is going on? Necrophonic. I'm going to use reverb in the beginning. I'll shut it off a little bit later. I might even use echo. There are 3 different options on the Necrophonic app. Here we go. Spirits. First, I need to connect. I've been thinking about this all.
Okay, here's where I'm coming into it. Now she's saying this is an experimental paranormal channel. So she's doing this as an experiment. And with me being a paranormal investigator, I'm investigating how she is communicating through her app, or through her phone app that she's calling a spirit box. And let's see where she goes with this.
All day, Sebastian. Sebastian Rogers, please. I've been doing this for almost a decade. Sebastian Rogers. OMG, Sebastian.
Okay, she just stated that she's been doing this for almost a decade. Now, I have been experiencing the paranormal since I was 20 years old. I just turned 62 December 5th. So that is 42 years. So do I have experience with the paranormal? Yes, I do. 42 long years. Okay, let's back that up just a wee bit.
OMG, Sebastian.
Okay, I'm not hearing that. I heard possibly purpose. Back it up.
This for almost a decade. Sebastian Rogers. OMG, Sebastian.
And I'm not even sure that says purpose. What I would have to do with that is anytime that I have a recording, and I do my recordings on the micro cassette and the digital tape recorder, both. So that way I have the digital tape recorder and I also have the micro cassette recorder. And when I go back to listen, I run it through a editing software so that I can hear everything. And it can be put on a graph. It can be slowly broken down. And then I can come up with as close to what I am hearing. But that does not mean that I may have not heard something quite correctly. So my findings would be according to the editing software, which I would have that evidence where I ran all my audio through this software. And then that evidence could be presented in part of my findings.
I'm listening. I can't with all this craziness that's going on. What is happening?
Okay. Now you can see she's putting across the screen what she thinks she's hearing, and that's her opinion. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my Necrophonics on, my phone app, on the same setting that she said. She said she put it on reverb. So we're going to hit start and reverb. Okay, just so it won't be annoying. That is what you're going to hear. Give me just a second here to get back where I was at. I set it down on my controller. Okay. All right. Now, let's continue. And again, I'm not doing this in any way, shape, or form to send out hate. That is not my purpose. I'm doing this to bring out awareness as to what I personally am seeing on social media platforms. And In order for me to give an informed opinion, I had to do research. Now, the things that I am reviewing today, I have personally researched, have many hours researching. Phone apps, spirit boxes, different equipment that you can use for paranormal investigating. So again, I'm just using this for educational purposes, for teaching, and for learning. Now, I personally did not hear spirit. You can watch it and give me your comments. But I personally, right there, did not hear spirits. I want to continue to see what she's typing across the top. I'm not hearing that. I might have heard possibly, very slight chance, but possibly sorry.
All be what? Did that say what I think it said?
Now, to me, that could have been so many different things. And again, you have to remember this is a phone app. And this is nothing more than it's running through AM, FM radio waves.
This case I feel is sinister and creepy, and God, it just gives me the heebie-jeebies, this whole thing.
Okay, personally, this case to me is very near and dear to my heart because I am a grandmother of a missing grandchild. I am a mother whose child went missing the week before Thanksgiving. So that was just recent. So, in my opinion, any missing person, whether it's a child or an adult, a teenager, the elderly, to me, it's a tragedy because a real person is missing. A real family is going through a tragedy. And their loved ones are going through a tragedy. So, any missing person's case, whether it be an active investigation, open and active, or whether it be a cold case, in my personal opinion, it should be addressed with respect, kindness, love, and understanding. Because there is real people involved. This is not a movie. They can't turn it off at the end of the movie. It's real. It's frightening. And I really feel that things like this, and it's disrespectful. That's my own personal opinion. I'm using what you put out on this platform willingly, and I'm not doing this to, in any way, shape, or form, show hate. So please understand that that's not my purpose. My purpose is to bring awareness to what is happening on these platforms. Okay, we're going to continue.
What about a spirit? Does that say we try? I try. We need to find Sebastian. We need to, at the very least, find out what happened to Sebastian. Please.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt here for just 1 second. Have I used this app personally, the Necrophonics app? In order for you to be able to have an informed opinion, you have to research something. You have to try it, you have to test it, and then you have to get your results, go over your results, and then with everything that you have collected, you can form an informed opinion. And my informed opinion of this particular app is has it randomly said words that may possibly have something to do with a case that maybe I'm looking at? Randomly, maybe, yes. But does that mean that it's a fact? Does that mean that a spirit is talking to me through this particular app on my phone? In my opinion, my personal opinion, I have to say no. No.
Please, we need help with this.
Now there, I did not personally hear anything that was going across the screen that is typed. Again, I would have to put this in a editing software for audio, and I would have to break it down. Not change anything. Just let it play very slowly and break it down slowly and see what I could get, and then I would have that audio as my research that I did, as my evidence, how I come up with this particular evidence, what methods did I use. And this would be an investigation within the investigation. So when you're doing paranormal investigating, or at least when I'm doing it, I have to do an investigation within an investigation within an investigation. And then maybe multiple investigations. And the reason I'm saying that is because I cannot just depend on the history. Because oftentimes, some of the history only goes back so far, and then it goes into folklore or something that's being told down through the generations. So part of that can be factual. Part of that is documented history. And then if I'm using equipment, then I'm doing another investigation because I'm trying out pieces of equipment. And then I have to see what my findings are when I am testing these pieces of equipment to get evidence in an investigation. And I've got audio and video recording and the piece of equipment itself. And like with the EDI that I showed earlier, it has the SD card with graphs. So all of that is evidence that I'm collecting. So then I have to go through and review that. All of that. And then I have to do a complete overall informed decision based on all of my evidence collected. So you don't just have one investigation when you're in the paranormal. It's an investigation within an investigation within an investigation, in my personal opinion.
He is caught? Is that what that said? I feel like somebody did see them. I seen them. I feel like someone did see them somewhere. Eating or something. Man.
Okay, now I did do part 1 and part 2. A review of psychics being used in missing persons cases or missing persons investigations and homicide investigations. And again, this is an adult channel. I do smoke. I've got coffee. And so if that offends you, you might want to shuffle out of the room for a little bit because I am going to smoke. In my investigation that I brought up, we're going to back this up here just a wee bit. Just a wee bit.
Someone did see them somewhere.
Okay. This particular lady, electronic medium, is saying that she did see them somewhere. Now, in my review that I did, the
Eating or something. Man.
the study that they were doing, when they were doing the study, if they had a psychic, the psychic was not given an opportunity to go onto social media in different places and actually find evidence or look at the case. It was done in a controlled setting, and the psychics were only given certain information, factual information, and then the psychics gave them their impression. Again, I'm just learning how to do all this sharing and everything. I'm not in any way, shape, or form a professional. So any psychic that's going to be doing, in my opinion, if any psychic's going to be doing research and putting out videos and doing lives on an open, active investigation of a missing person, they would not want anything but the facts. They would not want to have any more then the minute information that they need. And if they are, and I will say this, I do believe, in my opinion, that there are real psychics. And I do believe that they do have a gift. But those psychics are using their gift for good. Some of them have worked with law enforcement, but they didn't contact law enforcement. Law enforcement reached out to them. And law enforcement vetted them. Law enforcement done a complete investigation on them. Had they ever worked a case before? If they, with law enforcement, if they did, what agency did they work with? What was the outcome? How did they perform during the case? Were they accurate? Were they respectful? So, if you're going to do an investigation, you have to go into the investigation with facts. That's why I do my research using history. I want to know as little about the location that I'm going to, other than facts. And I really think that, yes, there is truly gifted psychics, and that they do truly use their gifts for good. And then I can just also say that I'm seeing people that are coming out saying that they're in a particular field or a psychic, but where's their credentials? Are they showing their credentials? Or doing like I'm doing, coming on a live, showing you the equipment that I use, explaining to you where I get my research, sharing that research. Am I a professional? Absolutely not. I learn every day. Every single day I'm learning.
What about the mother?
Maybe, possibly, a minute chance help. I didn't hear any of the other.
Are you worried that using your home address for business puts your
I heard you say Tulsa before, real loud. Tulsa? Is that Tulsa, Oklahoma? Where else are we talking about here? You did?
Again, I do smoke, and I'm drinking my coffee. You might want to get a cup of coffee. I'm trying to watch the chat on my phone because when I'm sharing, I'm not able to see the chat. To me, this is a very irritating app. I did try it. I've got videos where I did try it. And I think some of those small videos may be on my channel. If not, I'll go back through and find one and put it on my channel. But it's a very spooky app, creepy. And when I'm looking for evidence, I want something that is clear as it can be. And I want something that is a reliable piece of equipment. But no matter what piece of equipment you're using, the tool is only as good as the person using the tool. I discussed that yesterday on my live about the dowsing rods. I never heard any of that. Possibly two. One, maybe.
Will Sebastian be found soon?
Again, if you're going to be watching social media platforms, I just ask that you please do your own research so that you can understand, where is this particular person coming from? Do they have a motive? Are they biased? Would I personally use something like this on my platform about a missing child, an active, open investigation of a minor missing child? Absolutely not. I would not personally do that. That's my own opinion.
I don't like to ask if Sebastian will be found soon because that's like fortune telling. Can I say, please help find Sebastian and bring him home soon to us, if it be God's will? Can you give us some clues around where Sebastian is right now? A city or town name would be helpful also. Just anything that would help us find Sebastian.
I want to stop right here and say, I do not mean any disrespect to the family, to the loved ones of this missing child. My heart goes out to you. I've had a missing granddaughter. I've had a missing daughter. My daughter went missing the week going into Thanksgiving. So I understand your pain. I understand that you want answers. And I understand that you're holding out hope. And every day I pray for the ones that are missing. I light a candle for every person that is missing, regardless of their age. And I tell them, you are not forgotten. You are remembered. And my heart goes out to you, as the family, as the parents, as the loved ones of this missing child. And I pray that your child is returned to you safely. And I will state that I do believe in law enforcement. And I do believe they're doing everything that they can to help you find answers and to bring your child back to you.
I'll turn off the reverb for this, okay? I'll try echo. No reverb, only echo. Give us some clues to what's...
Now, before she turns on the echo is very, in my personal opinion, on this phone app is very annoying to me personally. And I do not have any faith in this particular phone app. I'm going to state that right now. With me trying it and using it, I have formed my own, informed through research, through trial and through testing of this particular phone app, that I would not consider this to be factual nor proof or evidence of any kind. This app was created for entertainment purposes only by the creator.
What's around Sebastian? Let's start with a town or city name. Okay, let's try that first with echo. Okay, and we're gonna start now. Thank you for your help.
This is very hard for me to do. Because as a mother and grandmother of a missing granddaughter and daughter, if I seen this, my granddaughter's face picture, or my daughter's, and seen this running across a platform, I would be completely horrified to see this, because you have hope. You want to hold on to hope. Yes, you have fear, but you hold on to hope. And in my personal opinion, this is not helping in an active open case of a minor missing child. I would not do this because I feel it would be very disrespectful. I just couldn't do it.
I'm going to have the echo on, and we're going to ask for anything that you can see within 50 feet of Sebastian right this moment and around his physical body. Please help us with echo on. His spirit. His spirit. His spirit's moving. What else is around him?
Okay. Basically, I think you're getting the gist of what I'm saying here. I'm going to speed this up because I don't think I can handle much more of this. Wrong one.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car.
Ads.
It's dead. I'll have to try to listen to see what that said. I'm going to try to turn everything off. And can you give us any more clues about where Sebastian might be? I'm going to ask one more time for just what's around 50 feet of him. And then I'm going to ask again about the story of what happened, okay? So what's within 50 feet of where Sebastian's physical body is right now? Spirits, with everything off, echo off, reverb off, using necrophonic. Within 50 feet of where Sebastian's physical body is right now.
Speeding it up even more. I want to get through this as quickly as I can. Okay, I cannot continue. I'm just going to pull out of this, plain and simple. Okay, now, thank goodness, I'm done with that. Okay, again, that was supposedly a paranormal experimental spirit box session. As a paranormal investigator, I personally, my own opinion, and allegedly, and all the things I need to say for YouTube, I find this disrespectful. And oftentimes, it's even bias. Because they have went on to different platforms and gotten information. Most likely. Possibly. With me, I would have to go by what law enforcement has released to the public. That's facts. Would I personally use this channel, my channel, for monetary gain, for profit, for money? In my personal opinion, being disrespectful. This missing child is a real missing child. A missing minor child who has rights. His family have rights. His loved ones have rights. And they're also victims. Do I believe that there are psychics that really do have a gift? I've said it before and I'll say it again. I do. I do believe that. I believe, in my personal opinion, there's very few. Have I done research? Yes. And I've got the live streams showing you some of my research, so you can go back and look at that. How the psychics were brought in a controlled group testing environment, and what the results were of those testings. And then also in the lives, it discussed psychics being used by law enforcement, what their accuracy was. So, in my personal opinion, would I do something like this on my channel? Absolutely not. And if the family members are watching, the parents, the family, the loved ones, I mean no disrespect by what I just put on my channel. I'm hoping to bring awareness to what I'm seeing. And I'm just sitting back and observing and learning. And it's sad, in my opinion. And I just recently had my daughter go missing. But I'm very grateful. I'm very lucky, grateful, honored that I had law enforcement that did their job. They followed facts, they followed leads, and they brought my daughter home safely. Years ago, my granddaughter went missing, and law enforcement found my granddaughter using fax. So twice this has happened to me. So I understand your pain. My heart goes out to you. I want to use my platform for good. I want to use it for helping people, not bringing people harm or hurt, and in no way disrespect. So if you've watched this channel, and as you can see, I'm no expert on sharing pages and probably had all different stuff going across my screen, but at least I'm trying. I'm trying to bring awareness to the exploitation of missing children on social media apps. And I hope and pray that there's soon new laws created to protect the missing, the victim, their families, and that they govern social media apps so that they can no longer use a tragedy of a missing child or missing person or homicide victim and their families and their loved ones for clicks and views to grow their channel and for monetary gain. I'm not trying to send out hate in any way. In what I've reviewed today, I reviewed a video that was put out on a social media platform. And if you're posting it on a social media platform for people to watch, then people like me have the right to watch what you're putting out there, to review it, and then come up with my own informed opinion. So, my opinion of the video today was this is nothing more than a phone app that's been loaded down on a phone and a Bluetooth speaker. And it's not fact. It's not proven. I do not see anywhere where it was ran through editing software, through audio. I do not see any physical evidence or facts proving what was being typed on the screen that was supposedly being heard. So I personally think that if this was a paranormal experiment, it was a fail. In my opinion, it was a fail. In my opinion, it's disrespectful. This child is missing. It's a minor child in an active missing persons case. There is family and loved ones going through the worst tragedy of their life. So please think about that. What if this was you? What if this was happening to you personally? If it was your child, your grandchild, one of your loved ones, would you want to come on social media and see your missing person, your missing child, being exploited on a social media app for someone's clicks and views, monetary gain, profit? I know I wouldn't want to see my daughter or my granddaughter who were missing. being exploited in this manner. So I hope today that I've brought some awareness. This is the holidays. And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of empty seats at holiday tables across the world. And as I stated yesterday, here in my state alone, there, as of May 2024, there was 17,400 missing children in my state alone. And in my opinion, one missing child or missing person is one too many. So if I have that many missing in my state, have you checked to see how many are missing in your state? 17,400 missing children in my state alone as of May 2024. How many are missing in your state? And why is it that they only use the high-profile cases? Because they know they're going to get clicks and views. They're going to make money. I'm sure it took a lot of work to build their channel up to where they were monetized. And then I see monetized channels having at the bottom of their screen their Cash Apps and their PayPals, as they're running a stream on a missing person. And unfortunately, so many of them that I've seen are biased. And that's sad. Law enforcement is doing their job. You may not see it. They're maybe not coming out to the public, but they are doing their job. And law enforcement does not have to come out and tell the public everything that they know. It's their right to put out what they want to put out and to find answers and to do their job, to use resources, to call in other agencies to help them and assist them. So please remember that. I know I had an empty chair at Thanksgiving because my daughter was missing this Thanksgiving. And because of the circumstances, I want to have an empty chair at Christmas. So to every mother, grandmother, family member, and loved one, anyone out there who has someone missing in your life, I feel your pain. You're not alone. Your child or your missing person is not forgotten. They're just as important as the high-profile cases. One missing person is one too many. So until next time, as always, be kind. It's the holidays. And remember, these are real people. This is a real child or a real person missing. A real family and loved ones going through a tragedy. Be respectful. I hope that I've brought some awareness to what I'm trying to say today. I hope that it has been educational and a learning experience maybe for somebody. But these are real people. Real missing children. Real missing adults and teenagers. And real families and loved ones that are in pain. And they're holding on to hope. And as someone who went through that twice, once with a missing grandchild and one with a missing daughter, be respectful. Think about what you're putting on your platform. And until next time, that's about all I got to say. And again, maybe this is my wound. Maybe is too fresh because my daughter went missing the week before Thanksgiving, and I'm still adjusting. I was exhausted. I'm still exhausted. But I am lucky that my daughter was found. I'm grateful that law enforcement did an amazing job. But I had that empty chair at Thanksgiving, so I understand. My daughter was missing, my only child. And again, because of the circumstances, I'm going to have an empty chair at Christmas. I won't be able to spend Christmas with my only child. So I do understand. My heart is with you 100%. And again, I did not try to be disrespectful in any way by bringing what I brought today on my platform. So if you've seen it, please forgive me if I caused 1 ounce of hurt. That was not my intention. I'm trying to help bring awareness so that new laws can be passed to govern social media platforms. And I apologize, as stated before, I have to leave my phone on in case my daughter calls. I can't miss her calls. So, that's all I have to say today. Enjoy your day. I know I've taken up a lot of your time. I know I probably didn't even have my screens right. I'm new at sharing and using this whole StreamYard, so please be patient. I'll learn as I go. And if you have some comments to add, please do, but please be respectful. Please go back and look at the research that I've done before I decided to come on and personally talk about this. And I'm sending out light and love. And I will be lighting a candle every day, as I always do, for all the missing. They are not forgotten. They're never forgotten. And until next time, stay safe, be kind, and remember, these are real people. These are real missing children. These are real lives going through tragedy. Be kind.